school mates. Like it just shows you a scoop of varsity mates and outside mates and how it works, and it's nice to interact with people who think at a different level.
Maths for me is not like English or Afrikaans where you have to study words. As soon as you practice it, and it will become like another limb in your body.
One of the camp's organizers says the country needs to focus on improving maths teachers and learning at school level.
When you read statistics, how learners do in matric on average, then it's very clear that there is still some room for improvement. Obviously, not all matriculants are going to go into areas where they need a lot of mathematics, but there are really a lot of programs that do need it and that are very relevant for us.
Come July next year, some of these brainiacs could be chosen to compete against pupils from all over the world at the International Medical Olympiad in Thailand. Percival Young, Stellenbosch.
With Christmas just around the corner, research shows that consumer spending will increase. During the festive season, many consumers spend their hard-earned cash and in some cases enjoy the added bonuses. Well, joining us now in the studio is Lebu Mutsekhwa from market research company Foshizi, just to tell us about the trends that are happening currently. Good morning. Thank you very much, Lebu, for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, what are the main trends that are happening, particularly in the mass market?
Basically, in the mass market, what tends to happen is you gotta remember that the vast population of our people don't go on holidays between January and November. So come December is the only time that people tend to let it loose and go and spend some time.
Okay, just can we use the LSM definition? When you say mass market, what kind of segments are we talking about?
We're basically actually talking about 80% of population of this country. From perspective, you're taking anyone from number 1 all the way to number 8. Okay, obviously, so your 9 to 10 LSMs, you're talking much higher LSMs who happen to go on holidays come April or time and time there and there. However, when you're talking now mass market, is one, people have just got their dividends from stockpiles. All right, so there's that 44 billion rand lying around, waiting for them to actually go and spend that money. Second to that, those who are fortunate actually do end up with some bonuses. So what then that means now is, one, you're seeing things like your second-hand cars, your pre-owned vehicles. Many people actually go and buy those cars. Preferably, they prefer buying those that you see with the for sale sign outside the actual vehicle itself. We see a lot of home renovations around this time of the year. We're also seeing a lot of weddings. I mean, funny enough, come December is the time that we see more weddings than anything else.
I guess what drives that is because everybody's available is on holiday. As you said, they don't take holiday from January to November. So the bulk of the family members and friends are wedding, so it makes sense somehow. So most of the expenditure seems to go to big ticket items. I mean, cars, you said, home renovations as well?
Yes, home renovations is people look at that bucket list of saying that I want to make this house look pretty. Some of them make their houses look pretty because of the weddings that are about to happen and so forth. So they tend to look at around November. The clever retailers, especially in the home finishes, what they've done is they will say you can buy things in Joburg but pick them up at your homestead. That way, you don't have to incur the costs for
transport.
For transport. So those are the clever ones in terms of what they've done. Other ones is that have taken advantage of this market. They start renting out nice vehicles, your convertibles and so forth, to the weddings, because everybody wants to put their best foot forward.
Well, just share with us, I mean, in your research, what kind of vehicles tend to be rented for weddings? I mean, we're not talking about small cars.
No, we're not. We're talking like your A5 convertibles, your Audi TT, otherwise known as travel and tourism. Get those type of vehicles. You get your Range Rovers in terms of people wanting to truly show off. All of them obviously in the color white, so that the bride and the groom look very nice in terms of those vehicles. Something else that also is important to note is the grocery market as well.
I was just about to ask, from a supermarket, from a retailer's market, what happens there? What are the trends there?
We see what happens there is your LSM, your top end 9, 10 and so forth. Those ones tend to do their shopping as normal pattern. Come end of the month, they're going to buy their groceries and so forth.
That's the likes of Lebu Mutsekhwa.
Yes. Or yourself, So that the rest of your other market, what they've done, came the time of the dividends after the stock was paid out, they went to your big retailers and bought as much grocery as they can actually get. Therefore, they don't actually have to spend as much of the money that they have, the surplus they have, on that, because they buy for December and January.
So stock fairs will play a very important part in the lives of that market, how they keep their cash.
You can never underestimate the importance of stock fairs in this market, because stock fairs is a better way for them to save their money as opposed to putting their money in the bank.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned the word save, because I was just about to ask, when you look at the big ticket items, the second-hand vehicles and all of that, do they borrow money to buy some of those? Do they get themselves more into debt? We know that as a nation, South Africa, we're not good at saving.
All right, that is very true. Thanks for bringing that point. I think what happens is that we get a lot of the loan sharks around this time of the year in demand. You get a lot of loans being applied in terms of the banks and so forth. But what has been positive, though, is to realize that some of these people in this market have actually done a lot of lay-bys. So they start buying things from February and they save up. That's their way of saying, I'm saving, in that I wanted that big TV, I wanted that big furniture, but instead of spending all my money in December, I'm going to pay for it bit by bit by bit by bit. And I think some the banks and the Reserve Bank, those are the channels that we should encourage people to do more of.
Okay, so the stock fairs are a savings vehicle for them. The lay-by are a way of managing paying back your debt or the credit that they have. But they're still indebted.
They're still indebted. There's no we can never actually underestimate that problem as well, because around this time, and there's also that thing that we don't really budget. You see, when if people were to drop the budget and say, well, this is all that I have, then we wouldn't have that problem. But people don't budget, and because they don't budget now, what's left is what? Go and ask for credit.
Okay, thank you very much, David, for sharing some of your Foshizi's insights here this morning.
Thank you for hosting me.
That's Lebu Mutsehwa from market research company Foshizi.
Hey!
Hello? Oh. Hello. Hello. Hello, Auntie.
Visit Wonga.com. Choose any amount from 100 Rand to 2,500 Rand. Decide when to pay it back and we'll show you how much it costs, all before you apply. It's that simple. Wonga.com for fast little loans.
Children need to be children. Why is it then that some cry when they should be laughing, are fearful when they should be loved, and despair when they should be hopeful? At Home of Hope, we create a safe haven for children who are vulnerable, have been abandoned, or have experienced abuse. You can play your part. With a donation of 30 Rand, we can give less fortunate children a childhood. Visit homeofhope.co.za.
Good morning. We start with football. The Kaizer Chiefs were made to work hard to preserve their unbeaten run in the Absa Premiership last night.